Today is the day Mechanica drops on Steam, early access, and I'm going to go over all the things I love, things that are currently in the game, things coming soon, and stuff I would personally like to see. I'm Vortak. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe because I've already made a bunch of Mechanica videos you can check out here on the channel, and I play all kinds of sandbox games. I would greatly appreciate that. So, like I said, early access today. Should you buy Mechanica? This is a building game. It has survival elements, but it has a programming twist. You'll need to be programming a lot of objects to really get automation and things like that going in your base. And so far, I've already been overwhelmed with the amount of things I can do at this stage of development, but there is so much more coming to the game, it's crazy. So as for things currently in the game, we do have plenty of survival elements. There are enemies that will attack you at random. You do need to gather, you need to farm, you need to make sure you're crafting different items to help you survive and progress. There is a very small progression at this time in the game where you kind of start out having to mine, but then over time you're going to be making more automated machines that help mine your ores, smelt them into ingots, and then there's even auto crafters that come into play later. In its current state, there's already a huge map to explore with a bunch of stuff you can just kind of grab, and there's also a lot of items that are hidden that'll let you guys kind of find for yourself. You'll see some of that stuff revealed to you in different videos I've done, and some of it I've just kind of grabbed for myself and thought, hey, maybe people will think that item is interesting and they'll wonder where I got it. Perhaps what's impressed me the most about this game, and rightly so, is the programming aspect of it. I really picked up on it a lot faster than I thought I would. Programming is something that really intimidates me as a human, and putting it in my video games is not something I typically support, but I would say an otherwise robust programming system, it still has a very low barrier to entry. I don't feel like I need to be a genius to understand it. It follows the same logic as programming does, but it just puts it in such a way that you can kind of understand. Someone like me was even able to make a tutorial on how to program something in the game, so if that is any indication, I think you'll pick up on it really fast. I also greatly appreciate how active the Discord has been. The developer, Tyler, who actually gave me the pre-release copy of this game, which was really, really awesome. Huge shout out to Tyler. Tyler's been very active in Discord, and the community so far that's developed around the game is super awesome, very helpful, and there's just been so many tips and tricks shared within that space, and I imagine now that the game's like being released on Steam, it's only going to get crazier in there. On the note of transparency, let's talk about what's coming soon to Mechanica via the Mechanica Trello roadmap. I'm going to link this in the description. You have to check this thing out if you're going to pick up the game, because everything that Tyler is currently working on, planning in the future, it's all laid out here, which is awesome. There's a bunch of small quality of life improvements coming, but some of the bigger things coming in, I think in just weeks and months' time. Stuff like multiplayer, an expanded map, vehicles, different types of enemies, different types of weapons, an upgraded power system, etc. The list goes on. I'm really excited about the new power system because right now everything runs off batteries and you just have to keep crafting batteries, but eventually there's going to be solar power and you're going to be able to work your way up to the point where you can eliminate the need for batteries. As for my personal take on the game and things I would really like to see, I would like to see PvP support, and I imagine because there's going to be multiplayer, there's no reason not to add this. I think that people will be able to kill each other no problem, which is exciting because this game, and I've said this before, reminds me of a game called Unturned. And Unturned is really cool because it has multiplayer and a lot of PvP elements, and my friends and I have spent a lot of time playing Unturned and killing each other. You can check out the channel. Look at something called Gang Z. It was really good times. We broke up into groups, and we made our own bases, and we kind of schemed against each other, and it was just a lot of fun. I could see this game being great for something like that. I would love to see more maps. There's been a lot of talk on the Trello board about expanding the current map, but no talk yet about new maps, unless I missed something. I like to skim a lot. I could have looked right over that, but I didn't see anything about more maps. There's a desert right now. I would love to see different kinds of terrain and environments. I think support for mods is going to be a huge thing. It is these days in a lot of games. I would love to see some mod support. I've not seen any water other than the bottles that drop out of the water pump, but just a body of water or two I think would add a nice aesthetic. I know it's a desert, but I mean, it'd be kind of cool if water was implemented somehow, maybe through power, or I don't know, if water was a factor, that's always kind of nice. And then going off the expanded power system idea, right now the lights in the game can just be turned on and off indiscriminately. They don't really run off power. I think this is nice and convenient, but to make things a little more complicated and a little more difficult, it would be cool if stuff like that did require some power. And with the implementation of solar panels, so you don't have to use batteries, I do think that'll get easier to do, because the batteries right now are very big and items need a little battery slot so you can use them. But things like lights can't fit things like that because they'll look ridiculous. But solar panels or generators would require, or would make it easier, so you could require power for those lights. So in short, yes, I think you should buy Mechanica. I've been having a ton of fun with this game, and I know when it comes to early access games, there is a lot of concern, because you end up spending a chunk of change on it, and sometimes development does, kind of halt, and the game doesn't go anywhere. But from what you've seen so far of Mechanica and what I've seen so far of Mechanica, I hope it's enough to kind of show you that there's a really good base here for building an amazing video game. And I don't know, I don't program video games, but I would like to think the hard part is done, molding the game into what it is now and making this nice baseline to work off of, I think was probably a huge uphill climb. And from here, it's just all about adding features. If Tyler wanted to, you could technically call Mechanica done now. There's already been a lot of bug fixes. I haven't run into any bugs since the last update. Not that there isn't, it's not that I'm actively testing, but you could just call this a game and call it quits. And you know what? I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't put too many more hours into it probably. I would run out of things to do, but it's awesome in its current state, and it can only get better from here. So that is my review of Mechanica, and if you want to see more, like I said, I have a bunch of videos on the channel in the Mechanica playlist, so I hope you go check those out. If you're new to the channel, huge welcome to you. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in upcoming Mechanica videos and perhaps more games if you are sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.